Hi Sam. I hope you're doing well today. Are you ready for a new German word?
Hi Alex. Yes, I'm excited. What's the word today?
Today we're learning the word,
zwingen,
which means to force or to compel.
Interesting. So, it's like making someone do something against their will.
Exactly. The most common meaning is to force someone, but it can also mean to compel someone to act in a certain way. Just be careful with false friends. In English, to compel doesn't have the same strong connotation.
Got it. What about the grammar of
zwingen,
Great question.
zwingen,
Is a verb, and it's a bit irregular. In the present tense, you say,
ich zwinge, du zwingst,
and,
sie es zwingt.
in the past tense, you would use
Ich zwang,
for,
Präteritum,
and in.
perfekt.
It's.
Ich habe gezwungen.
So, does that mean I can say,
ich habe ihn gezwungen,
to mean I forced him?
Exactly. And if you want to use the imperative, you can say,
Zwing ihn.
which means force him.
That's helpful. What's the origin of
zwingen,
Zwingen.
Comes from Old High German,
Zingern.
which means to pull or to drag. Over time, it evolved to mean to force someone into an action. It's fascinating how the meaning has shifted, isn't it?
It really is. I love learning about the history of words.
Now, let's break down
Zwingen.
a bit. It doesn't have a prefix or suffix, so it stands alone as a verb. The root is,
Zwing.
which relates to forcing.
Okay, that makes sense. Are there any similar words?
Yes, there are plenty. For example, words with the same prefix
Zwing.
include,
Zwingend.
which means compelling, and,
Zwingen.
which we've just learned. Then there's,
Abzwingen.
meaning to wrest from someone.
What about some with different prefixes?
Sure. Here are some,
Überzwingen.
which means to overcome, and,
Durchzwingen.
meaning to push through.
That's cool. Any words with a similar suffix?
Of course. We have,
Misszwingen.
which means to coerce wrongly.
This is really helpful. Can you give me some real-life situations where I might use
zwingen,
Absolutely. For instance, at work, you might say,
Ich zwinge meinen Kollegen, das Projekt zu beenden.
which means I force my colleague to finish the project.
Let me try.
ich zwinge meinen Freund, mit mir zu kommen.
Perfect. That means I force my friend to come with me.
Great. What's another situation?
If you're at a doctor's appointment, you might say,
Der Arzt zwingt mich, die Medizin zu nehmen.
meaning the doctor forces me to take the medicine.
Der Arzt zwingt mich.
Is correct.
Exactly. And one last situation could be while traveling. You could say,
Ich zwinge mich, die Sprache zu lernen.
which means I force myself to learn the language.
I'll try.
Ich zwinge mich, jeden Tag zu üben.
That's fantastic.
What's the gender for
Zwingen,
Since
Zwingen.
is a verb, it doesn't have a gender. But if we look at the noun form,
Zwang.
meaning force or coercion, it's masculine, so you say,
Der Zwang.
a good mnemonic is to think of a strong person who seems to impose their will, which can help you remember it is masculine.
That's a great hint.
Now, let's talk about some usage notes.
Zwingen.
Is generally informal but can be used in formal contexts too. Common collocations include
Jemanden zu etwas zwingen.
which means to force someone to do something, and
Sich selbst zwingen.
meaning to force oneself.
I see how that could be confusing with similar words.
Yes, be careful not to confuse
Zwingen.
with,
Zwang.
which means compulsion, or
Zwingen.
with,
Zwingen.
which is a different verb meaning to bind.
This is so interesting. Can you give me some example sentences with
zwingen,
Sure. Here are a few.
Ich zwinge ihn, die Wahrheit zu sagen.
Which means I force him to tell the truth. Another one is
Sie zwang mich, das Haus zu verlassen.
meaning she forced me to leave the house.
Those are great examples.
How about
Die Umstände zwingen uns, schnell zu handeln.
which means the circumstances force us to act quickly.
Oh, I like that one.
Let's do a quick recall check. What does
Zwingen.
mean?
It means to force or compel.
Correct. What is the present tense form for?
Ich.
ich zwinge,
Right again. How do you say I forced him in the past tense?
ich zwang ihn,
Excellent. What's the noun form related to?
Zwingen.
Is it?
zwang,
Yes. Last question, can you give me a sentence using the imperative form?
Zwing ihn.
Perfect.
Thanks, Alex. This was a really informative session.
I'm glad you enjoyed it, Sam. Remember, the key takeaway is that
zwingen,
means to force or compel. Keep practicing, and you'll master it in no time.
I will. Thanks again.